When I first got into sales, so I was an installer first, became a service technician, and then worked my way into the comfort advisor role. And I can remember when I came back from a sales training, one of the old timer sales advisors in the organization, he got a call, and it wasn't sent to his tablet. It was printed out on paper because that's how far back in history this was. And he said, this is a waste of time. I was like, what do you mean? He said, well, I know this area, I know this part of town, and just people don't buy stuff there. Like there's no money there. Now I'm fresh off of sales training. I just spent 3 days in the training room. For those who have gone to a training, maybe you've come to Sales Specialist Academy, and you come home, and hopefully what happens is you're all fired up. You're ready to run your new process. And so that's what I was feeling at the time. I was like, you know what, man, if you don't want to run it, I'll take it. And I ran up there and I promised myself one thing. I promised myself that no matter what, I was just going to run my process, because at the time it was new to me and I just needed the repetition of running through my script and doing my presentation. And so I go through the whole thing. I'm at the house for probably, I don't know, 75, maybe 90 minutes. And at the very end, it was this sweet old lady in the house by herself. The house was filthy. I gave the whole presentation, and at the end of it, I said, now that you've seen all your options, does any one of them stand out to you? Is kind of my closing question that I used to use. And she said, well, that depends. Do you guys take cash? And I said, yeah, absolutely, we take cash. I cannot make this up. She went back into the bedroom and got a Folgers coffee can and said, I need your help counting this down, but if there's enough there, I'd like to do the middle option. Now, being the this might be a little bit off topic, but being the young, cocky salesperson that I was at the time, where does everybody think I drove next? Straight back to the office, right back to Dan, my old timer that worked in the shop with me, and said, I thought you told me that people don't have money in that part of town. Now, here's the reality, and this is the point that I want you all to take away from this. Could Dan have sold that call? All right, so it's a little bit mixed. Maybe not. Yes. I think that had he changed his mind about it, had he had a different thought and feeling about it and stuck to his proven process, I think 100% he wasn't going to try. That was going to be a stop and drop. And then it wouldn't have sold, and it would have just cemented that belief. And so how important it is for us to recognize that what we think about, what we do, is ultimately what gets our results. And so plain and simple, if you're at a point where you're not necessarily getting the results that are making you happy, where do you need to look? Where do you need to start to take action?